So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about how do you come up with a business idea? What steps do you actually follow to know that this is the best possible idea for me? Now, what prompted me to come up with this video is one of my friends actually started a hardware business. He had been running it for about 6 months, 5-6 months. And things weren't churning out as well as he had anticipated. That's when he came to me and told me, hey man, things are hard. What exactly do I need to do? From that conversation, we ended up trying to go back for me to try and understand how exactly did you actually come up with this idea? Why did you pour money into this as opposed to anything else? Was this the most logical place for you to put your money? And from that conversation, I kind of picked up that he threw the money into this business not because he liked it, not because he understood it, but rather because he had had the hardware business has money from someone. Now, yeah, right from the beginning, he actually set the wrong precedent. One way or another, this was actually bound to fail because he didn't go the right direction. So that's what I'm trying to help you do. How exactly do you give your business the highest chance of survival, regardless of the industry you're in? And in this video, I'm going to be talking about that exactly. How do you formulate an idea for your business? Okay, so now, in my perspective, there is what they call the top-down approach. Okay, it's not officially like called top-down, but it's what I refer to it as. I call it the top-down approach. Before you get into any industry, before you try and determine that this is the right space for me to be starting, it's important you have a bit of a bird's eye view, looking at the industry from the top. Because your first thought is, number one, this is the industry I want to get into. Now, once you have determined that, say, I want to get into this industry, as an example, you say, I want to get into the insurance industry. Your first job is to determine, okay, how is the money actually made within this insurance industry? You know that, number one, there are insurance brokers. Second question you ask yourself is, how much do insurance brokers actually make? How much money is made in this industry and how much is made in that segment of brokerage firms? Then the second category are the insurance companies themselves. How are these insurance companies actually making money? Could this be through life policies? Could this be through medical policies? Could this be, how exactly is this being broken down? So that opens your mind towards an understanding of, number one, this industry here is how much money is actually made. Meaning, is it large enough that if I try to poke into the industry, I'm actually going to get sufficient money from my business? Your second question should be is, given that now I'm getting into this industry, which is the insurance industry for this example, what is the easiest place for me to enter? It may not be as easy for you to get an insurance company because of the regulation around it. So your best possible case would be, let me get into the brokerage space, because there's about 22 billion made every year. So if I poke into that space, I'm bound to get a portion of that money into my business. Now, this brings you to level 3. Now, level 3 is, yes, you have agreed that you're getting into the brokerage space and in insurance, but what exactly are you going to do that is different to give you a bit of an edge over the competition? That's when you come up with things like, as an example, if there is no technology platform that is being provided by any of the brokerage firms, insurance brokerage firms, it means this could be your niche, this could be your advantage. So double down and actually go ahead and do the tech behind it, create a platform, make it accessible, do the SEO, do the stuff on the internet that is into that industry. What that does is, number one, you have figured out that the industry I'm getting into has enough money. This is what the players are currently doing, and here is how I'm going to position myself so that I stand out different from everyone else that is there. So that is the thought process that you need to go through, because ultimately, as a business person, you're looking for, how do I give myself or my business the largest sense of survival? And the best way to give yourself the ultimate survival is by, number one, entering an industry which is large enough where you're sure that you're going to earn a large portion of money by just being in that industry. The number two, by positioning yourself so that you have something unique about you, because uniqueness is key. It's why people resonate and focus on you as opposed to anyone else. And number three, of course, now beginning to fight for market share. So that's usually a more logical way of looking at idea formulation of, I have thought through this. This is what the industry is like. Here is where I'm going to position myself. Here is why I'm doing what I'm doing. And this is what I'm going to do exactly to make myself stand out. So the same applies to any other industry. If you're going e-commerce, it's always good to break it down step by step. Know that e-commerce, this is what the players are like. So if you're getting into e-commerce, go through exactly the same process. Choose number one, which category of e-commerce am I getting into? Who are the players here currently? And what exactly am I going to do to make sure I stand out despite the competition? So yes, ultimately that is, in my perspective, how you go about coming up with an idea. If you have any other suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the suggestion. That's all from me, folks, today. Bye-bye.